May be the toughest question I've ever been asked. Playing on the computer. So these are the answers for some of the questions that y'all asked in my recent videos. When I said, ask your questions down below and I'll do the answers, this is it. Here we go. Let's answer some questions here. First question, Tom Kubat. How do you like the launch characteristics of the Hadron XX compared to other wings that you've flown? So far, it's my least favorite feature of that wing. Thanks, man. I have to agree. It is an advanced level glider for an advanced pilot. I guess the few times that I've had failures, not giving it enough oomph on the inflation. When the weather gets switchy, that wing is twitchy. So if the wind shifts and you're not right on top of it, or it's a tight spot, I guess I ever really blow a launch anymore. I never force anything that isn't supposed to happen, but I will abort a launch if it's not right. Always abort. You can always reset, start over. A forward launch, almost never mess up a reverse, but a forward, yes. I think a perfect layout, if you have too much horseshoe on it, the tips won't inflate. So having a perfect layout is key to launching that wing successfully in a forward situation. Just me ask, are you still involved? Take two. Are you still involved with 3-gun at all? No, I don't shoot 3-gun competitively anymore. I went all the way to the national level, and basically I came to the conclusion that I could never really go as far as the guys who do it professionally for a living. They get to shoot all day, every day. I have to kind of do it on the side. So, you know, the fact that I can't commit that much time to it, nor would I want to. So I sort of just lost the love of it because I started like competing too hard. Probably why I don't want to do any sort of competition style stuff when it comes to this paragliding. I'm afraid it'll squeeze the love right out of it. Come to Arizona and teach me all you can and eat tacos. Sure, why not, Sean Horn? Michael Kennedy, the corner of your ceiling needs repair. Yeah, water damage. We had the roof blew off of it, water damage happened, and we don't really use that room for anything besides a guest room and maybe some storage for paragliders, so it's not been way up there at the top of the list.
It is fixed, we just have to take the tiles down.
The roof fixed, it's not leaking anymore. That's just some old damage that happened. Callow, you've been going off, says K-Frame FPV. Why does everyone bash Blackhawks so much? I don't know that everyone does. Probably just people who fly a bunch of stuff and realize that the Blackhawks are sort of, I don't know, they're of lesser quality. I'm sure there's good ones out there. I've known several people personally that have flown Blackhawks, and it seems like issues always come up. Now, with the caveat that I know people that fly everything and they have issues come up as well. The fact that it's a paramotor means you're gonna have some dang issues with it. I'm not a basher. I don't bash Blackhawk. I would fly one in a minute, so I can't really speak too much to that. How do you feel about 4-stroke versus 2-stroke versus electric? 2-stroke is better than 4-stroke is better than electric. The 4-strokes are gonna have a lot more weight, a little less power. Probably good for a wheeled situation, but for foot launch paramotoring, 2-stroke is where it's at right now. With foot launch paramotor unit at this point. Multiplex says, what does snake venom feel like? I can't even imagine. Well, I couldn't imagine either. And I received a single envenomation on my pointer finger, my right hand. And the only thing I could imagine is like having someone hammer a nail through it. That's how bad it hurt. It hurt about the same as if someone hammered a nail right through my finger. Very painful, excruciatingly painful. As soon as I got to the hospital, they hit me with some IV morphine. It was so painful. Darvin TV asks, what advice do you have for new pilots who are trying to get past the fear to get comfortable in the air? And at what experience level does the sport really start to open up to be a joy? That varies highly among every person. People are different. Some people are not scared of anything. Some people are scared of everything. It's just a super variable question. I used to be scared of heights, believe it or not. Red Wasp. Ooh, I hate those things. I guess once you learn to trust the gear and know that the gear is not just gonna dump you and let gravity take you down, that you won't be scared anymore. I don't know. That's a real good question. That's something that everyone really just has to answer for themselves. The sport has always been a joy to me. If it's not fun, I would recommend not doing it. It's not for everybody. It's a niche sport, and it's like a special breed of retard to really enjoy this. I just love it. You have 6 flights and struggling. Man, just keep it up. Just focus on the technique. Every flight you do, go 200 feet higher than you did previously. And just do that until it quits bothering you, until you start getting so high that it sucks. That would be what I would do. Can you please keep dropping the videos like it's going out of style? I will, but sadly the days are getting shorter and I don't know that I will be able to keep on. I just realized it's Neil conditions. I'm finna go fly. Stand by. Well, the weather radar is showing pretty substantial development coming toward me, and it's coming fast. Right now it's very calm and mild, but the last thing I want to do is get set up, take off, and then fly straight into a gust front and have to bail. Dang it, that ticks me off, man. I really wanted to go. Really looking forward to flying. So I guess I'll just answer questions in the yard. Big John, I have a 3-blade on my Phoenix and it sounds badass, Kyle. Yes, it does. Are you going to the Anahuac fly-in October 19th, 2021? No, I'm probably, if the weather is good, I'm probably gonna go to the Natchez Balloon Festival that weekend. If it's a total bust there and the weather looks good down there at that fly-in, I may make a detour and go there. So we'll see. I chase the weather, man. I don't make any plans until I can pretty much bank on the forecast. That's just how I roll. Dwayne Dalton says, I think a 3-blade has less vibration and get a bit more thrust. Yes, I agree completely, Dwayne. Carlos Carr would love to hear about your Hercules encounter. I believe it was an 85-mile task down at the Lone Star Championship paragliding fly-in or competition. I was at 4,000 feet climbing. Actually, I was thermaling with a guy named Sam, and we were kind of shooting towards goal together, and I veered left, he veered right, and we both saw the airplane as it was coming. It was making a banking left turn. He was about a mile to the right of me, which had been the east of me, and they were coming from east to west and made a left turn coming south, and they leveled out right at me. I mean, they were coming right at me. It was spooky. But when this plane leveled out, coming right at me at my altitude, something made me kind of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I started looking around, sort of kind of went into freak mode. And I remembered I had the strobe on my helmet. So I reached up and turned the strobe on. And as soon as it started blinking, like that same second, that plane made a hard bank to the left and went around me. Then my concern was the wake turbulence. Because we were at the same altitude, I did not want to continue flying straight to where I was going with this plane, because hitting a wake of a C-130 on a free flight paraglider would probably be disastrous. Again, I have 4,000 feet, so I may have been all right with it, but I didn't want to play any chances there. Luckily, I veered to the west some more. I caught a thermal, and I was able to climb up with enough clearance that I didn't think I would hit any wake turbulence at all, and I didn't. I never even felt a bump off of it, so that was all right. Hesh Running to the Sky says, when are you coming to Australia? I don't know that I ever will. Nothing's on the plans. That's a long way to go. If I go to Australia, that's a long place. That's the other side of the world. It would have to be for like a month. I don't know that I could get a solid month off from my job. Maybe when I retire, I'll do some world traveling, check out some Australian outback stuff. That might be fun. Cliff Baseman, does the 3-blade feel smoother? Yes. 3-blade is probably better for tandems. Probably so. Kylo video gets flagged. Love your channel. Subs. Yeah, I think I should have more subs. Y'all share it. Pass it on. Ask your grandmothers to subscribe. Maybe I can get more subs. Pancakes or waffles? Oh man, Thomas Milucci, that is maybe the toughest question I've ever been asked. Dang, you know, I'm gonna say waffles because they got the little syrup holders in them, whereas pancake, the syrup runs off the pancake and onto the plate, but waffles kind of trap it. So just for that reason, I'm gonna vote waffles. Can you get with anyone that owns a quad or trike and fly it? I've done some trike flying over the years, just here and there. When somebody brings one out, I've flown them several times. It's no big deal. Pros and cons. I mean, that's been preached on pretty hard over the years. I would say the trikes are a bit more cumbersome. Takes a little bit of the convenience out of the sport. I'm a convenience guy. When you got the wheels, most people have to have the trailer or truck, you know, something to sport it around with. You can't just walk it out. Pros that you can just drive the thing at the field and go to the best spot in the field. Upwind, downwind landings don't really matter with wheels. You're not gonna have to worry about running it out. You have a smaller wind window, at least when you're a newer pilot on wheels. You want calmer conditions. Terrain has to be somewhat smoother, like rough stuff I could actually run over, and that would not be very easily to do with a wheeled unit. So there's that, and there's probably other stuff too. I don't have anything against wheels. I just like the convenience of foot launch better. Gives me more options. Now, how about those LEDs on the cage? Need me some. Get some, Chip Mohan. They're available on the interwebs. Let's see, YouTube probation. Does that mean your tripod needs an ankle monitor? Probably so. You were going to do more on the weather. What does the sky look like from down here when there is air traffic? There he is. No factor. What does it look like? And what does the sky look like from down here when up there it's a butter sky? Chris Van, let's see. It looks the same usually. It's just everything is really still. Usually everything's really still on the ground, though. The windsocks are just drooping, and there's very, very little movement. Enough that you don't feel rotor behind anything. That's butter sky. You know what? I think I'm gonna set up a time lapse, like to show this stuff creeping in. I think that might be a cool time lapse. Stand by. Uno momento, por favor. That means 1 moment, please. Cyberbid07 asks, how hard is it to balance 3 blades? It's perhaps 1/3 more time consuming. I don't think it's more difficult. I mean, once you know how to balance something, then it's just a matter of doing it. Looking for snakes. Snakes are moving. One got into the house. We had a snake in our living room in the middle of the night. Very alarming. What was even funnier than that is when I told the family that this kind of snake runs in pairs, or they run in packs of 4, so look for the other 3. I thought my family was gonna leave me and move out. It was just a little baby corn snake. I don't know how it got in. I don't know how long it had been there, but it was in there, so I don't know. Maybe there's a litter of them crawling around in my home. The only time I've ever seen one in there. I've heard of snakes getting in people's homes before, but pretty dang unusual. I think I'm seeing the first little hint of the gust front come through, y'all. Ain't much, but there's some. Wind is blowing. Congrats on the 5K. Love your content. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, Bird's Eye Cologne says, I wonder if you can feel a difference regarding vibration when you compare 2 versus 3 blade. There's less vibration with a 3 blade. They only build electrical generation towers with an odd number of blades, so there's something to that where 2 of them are in the slipstream and 1 is, you know, I guess where the post is. But on electrical generation windmills, they will always build them with an odd number of blades. So maybe there's something to that. Once the bedwetters see your old 3 gun, you might be on more than probation. Yeah, well, they probably took down those shooting vids anyway. Rule of cool is an important thing to consider. Yeah, it is, Chris Good, for sure. Para Addict, congrats on the 5,000. Thank you, sir. Dangerous Dane, dude, got the exact same strobe. It is freaking awesome. I agree. If you buy from the company directly, there's a deal when you buy 2. Oh, damn, missed that. Thanks for that, Jeremiah Culp. Kevin Smith, why in the world does Kylo only have 5,000 subs? That's stupid, guys. Tucker has 700, Woody has 1 million. Please like and share my vids. He is the Paramonster. Thanks, Kevin. You know, just kind of on a side note about that, I get a lot of comments and things that sort of like, I don't know if they're like a dig towards Tucker. I like Tucker Got videos. I like them as much as everybody. This is not a competition. I don't care if you like me better or them better or whatever. It's not why I do it. I just love to make the videos. I love that you guys love watching them. So I like Tuckers and Woodies and Honeycuts and Elena's. Whew, I like Elena's too. Woo. But it's not a competition. I don't think any of these guys are competing with anybody. Oh, look, pretty flowers. Let me sit on this stump here. There's an ant bed on it. That looks great. No, okay, so I'm not gonna sit on this stump full of ants. Just kind of a sidebar. I like YouTube videos, Paramotor YouTube videos. It's not a competition. I think that there's plenty of time in the day to click on everyone's videos. Unless somebody's making them 24 hours, 7 days a week, you know, they're 5, 10, 20 minutes a piece. Probably squeeze in every YouTuber's videos on the internet in like a couple of hours in the evening. But yeah, maybe my videos just suck ass. Maybe that's why not as many people like them or subscribe to them. That could be something there too. I don't know. I guess as long as you like them, I guess that's all that really matters. Thanks for the compliments, man. I really feel the love. The fact that there's 5,000 of you that click the subscribe button means a lot to me. I'm happy that it's nice. Fat Paramotor guy. I like his vids too. 3 blades look cooler. Congrats on the 5,000. 2 monitors. Snowflakes. Yup. X Hickory Switch X is brand hammer new to the sport. Early 50s, back surgeries, deployments in the Army. Would love to buy a PPG, but I'll need a trike quad. Heavy amount of research. I mean, honest, no BS kind of setup to buy for my first rig. I'm not the foot drag kind of guy. Oh, but you will be. You will be. I just want to go from place to place and enjoy flying. What do you suggest? By the way, I'm 6'1", 240. Thanks in advance. Man, there's lots of products out there that would suit your needs. For a trike or a quad with one of the larger motors, big old wing. I mean, 240 is not heavy by American standards, I guess. I think I was 230 when I started flying. I foot launched with a Simonini. There's lots of stuff out there to work with. Just shop around, man. Look for something heavy duty, used and powerful. The wing is gonna make more of a difference than the actual unit will. Pimple Queen 2, longtime fan. You should have let your mom jibber jabber for a while. Get her to tell us a Kylo toddler story. Probably would have involved me jumping off the furniture with a cape. Fraser McLeod. What would be super cool would be for you, Woody, Honeycutt, and Tucker to all enter the Icarus race and see once and for all who the champ is. I don't know, I think we all know who the champ is. Anyway. The Icarus race is not really a great measure of paramotor skill. I mean, it's just basically an endurance race and an equipment failure race. I don't know. I think equipment failures hurt more people in that race, and there's a lot of luck involved. I mean, obviously it takes some serious skill to do an Icarus race, but not for me, man. I'm not into that much self-torture. I just like flying, man. I like flying for fun. That doesn't sound fun. Again, competition just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know that it's an actual good measure of how good or bad someone is as a paramotor pilot. I think it's the decisions you make from flight to flight, like all the time. I think all 4 of the pilots mentioned there are great pilots. That we all fly a lot. Anybody who flies as much as we do is probably got somewhat of an equal skill set. I mean, really, unless whoever flies the oldest, worstest gear may have an advantage because it takes extra skill to fly old gear. Wow, they're still requiring the $50 mic adapter for the GoPro. That is a ripoff. Yes, it is. So there it is, guys. The answers. I think you should have probably asked more, huh? All right, guys. Much love. Kyle out.